Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is the TradeStation Getting Started channel, and we're going to talk about the TradeStation mobile apps and how you can take advantage of them, all the cool functionality, and all the. Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Let me just mute this right here. Getting started. Hold on. Okay, I forgot to mute one of my computers here, so sorry for the echo there. I was saying I'm going to show you some of the things that we've implemented on the TradeStation mobile app that are going to make your market analysis, order placement, and position management so much easier. But before we get started, let's go ahead and go through some of the disclosures of this class. Keep in mind that every symbol and idea that I talk about is for educational purposes only. It is not a recommendation of TradeStation. Also, that active trading is not suitable for everyone, especially if you're trading options which carry a higher degree of risk. For anybody that would like to see more information about these disclosures, go to tradestation.com and you're going to find all the disclosure information there. All right, today we're going to do two special classes. The first one is this one that I talked about on the mobile app. But right after that class, we're going to do an open Q&A. So for anybody here that has any questions on the TradeStation platform, please don't miss our 11:30 class on the You Can Trade environment. So for those of you that are on YouTube, you're going to have to go to youcantrade.com and then locate the TradeStation Getting Started channel, because that's where the Q&A is going to be happening. Okay, but this class right now is being broadcast on two different places. It's being broadcast inside of the Getting Started channel on youcantrade.com, and it's also being broadcast to our friends right there on YouTube. And you can ask questions on both platforms. For those of you that are in the channel, in the Getting Started channel of You Can Trade, set your chat windows to all panelists and attendees, and that way everybody can see your questions and we can all benefit. And for those of you on YouTube, you're welcome to submit a question. I'll glance over at the chat window to see if we have any relevant questions about the topic that we're discussing. But remember that we are only talking about the mobile app. So if you have any questions on the desktop, or if you have any questions on web trading, the class that you want to attend is the 11:30 class, which is in the Getting Started channel. For any questions on where to access the class, let me know over here. I know that sometimes it's a little challenging finding the content, but I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of what we're doing. So on that note, let me talk a little bit about what is it that we're doing on You Can Trade, because TradeStation is the host of two different channels there. We have the Getting Started with TradeStation. This class is a sample of what we do in the Getting Started. We just take your hand, walk you through different functionality, and make sure that you can use the TradeStation platform in an easy way. We meet there every Wednesday, live, 10:30 and 11:30. So it's a great opportunity for you to ask questions and interact with an instructor. But we also have archives and a lot of videos in there. So for anybody that's looking for education about the TradeStation platforms, please visit the Getting Started channel on You Can Trade. And for those of you that want to take your TradeStation understanding and usability to the next level, then we have the TradeStation Masterclass, in which we have premium courses, we have strategy concepts. We meet there every single day live, and every session is recorded. We have more opportunities for Q&A. Everything is on demand. We have sometimes there are conflicting schedules, and we understand that, and that's why we record every single session. And then you have exclusive guests, special events that we schedule once in a while. So those are great benefits for the TradeStation Masterclass. If you haven't heard about it, please visit us at youcantrade.com, and you can then check out the content and see if it's something that you want to use for yourself. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop my sharing on this computer, and I'm going to start it here on this other computer that I have, where I'm going to be sharing my mobile apps. Okay, there we go. So everybody should be able to see my mobile app. Let me reduce this window over here. Let me bring it to this side. Okay, excellent. Now I have my two chats going on. All right, let's talk about this. Okay, I already see a comment here in the chat of YouTube. Mobile app needs a major overhaul. Let's talk about some of the features, Kevin, that you'd like to see. And maybe some of the things are already implemented. So let's talk about some of the things you can do and cannot do on the mobile app. That's the whole reason why we're here. We want to hear your feedback and make sure that we can all benefit from using the mobile app. For those of you that are new with TradeStation, we offer 3 different platforms. This is the mobile app, but we also offer you a web trading platform, which can be launched on a web browser. It's a simplified version of TradeStation. And then we have the TradeStation desktop. That's the one that has all the tools and all the bells and whistles. And if you really want to take your analysis to an advanced level, the desktop is the one we recommend. But those 3 platforms are accessible to everyone that has a TradeStation funded account, and you can use any of them. Today, we're highlighting the TradeStation mobile app, so let's talk about these. My Android here just locked itself. Let me go ahead and open that up. There we go. So I'm running the TradeStation mobile app on 2 environments. You can see that I have iOS on the left-hand side and I have Android on the right-hand side. For this class, I usually like to have both environments open because usually our classes are split halfway. Half of the users are using an iPhone and half of the users are using an Android. And you're going to see that the functionality varies a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that we can all follow along and you can use the TradeStation mobile app on your phones. So again, iOS on the left-hand side and Android on the right-hand side. I guess you can tell by just looking at your phone, and if you have the mobile app open, you can see which one's which. But you can see that I have the mobile apps open on a list of symbols, and you see a lot of flashing going on because every time that a symbol ticks, every time that there's an update on price, then you see the flashing going on right here on my mobile apps. So the list of symbols is something that you can customize. In fact, when you first log in to the mobile app, it's not going to look like this. It'll probably have just one symbol at the very top. But if you can see at the very top of my mobile app on both environments, you have a plus. Let me see if I can bring my cursor inside the screen so you can follow it. Yeah, you can see it. It's a very small cursor at the very top, but I was trying to see if I could, increase the cursor size, at least for this presentation, but I wasn't able to figure it out, in a couple minutes. I'll try to do that next time so you can see a bigger cursor. But it's right here at the top. You can see how I'm pointing to the plus and the pencil. This is on iPhone. And here on the right-hand side, you have the same plus and the pencil, which the plus allows you to add symbols, and the pencil allows you to edit the list. If you want to remove any symbols, it can be very easily done. So I have a list of symbols here. The very last symbol on this list is VZ, which is Verizon. And let's talk about how we can access information about Verizon. From here, you can see that Verizon is trading at $56.10. See right there at the bottom? Let me point to it. I'm looking at Verizon right here at the bottom, by the way. And you can see that the net change is 53 cents. So from the close of yesterday, Verizon is up 53 cents. There's a lot more information here. In fact, I can use my finger to cycle through all the different columns that are available here on both environments. If you want to add more columns or maybe disable or hide some columns, that's something you can do as well. Sometimes we may not need all this information, or we're looking for some specific information that we don't see. On iOS, if you want to modify the columns, you have to click on the little gear right here on the top right. You click on the gear and you get a set of columns that you can turn on or off. Now on Android, it's a little different. We don't have a little gear here in the columns, but we do have a 3-dot kind of a button, which gives you a menu. So I'm going to tap there. Notice that I get the menu and I get the option to column settings. I tap there and you get a similar kind of looking list of columns that I can check on or check off, but I can also move around if I want to. So those are all things that I can do right here inside of my mobile app if you're looking for certain information. Now, some of the columns that you find on web trading and some of the columns that you find on the desktop may not be available here, which is okay. The mobile app is usually available for you to take your TradeStation on the go. If you want to do some further analysis, you're probably going to transfer over to a bigger screen on web trading or desktop. But the list of columns that you have here on the quotes is simplified. just to give you real-time quotes about the symbols that you're interested in. So let me go ahead and get out of this. Let me tap on done here on iPhone and cancel here on Android. And let's talk about looking at price activity for Verizon. I'm going to tap on VC right there at the bottom of the screen on both environments. Okay, as you can see, my mobile app took me to what's called an option chain, because that's the tab that I was on the last time that I was using the mobile app. And this is something to be aware of. The mobile app remembers what you were doing last time, so that when you open it up again, it just takes you there automatically. And that way you don't spend time or waste time looking for something that you cannot find. So what you see here in both environments is an option chain for Verizon. I'm going to talk about options a little bit later, but I want you guys to be aware that you could be thrown into a view that you were not expecting. But I'm going to show you how you can switch that view. Okay. All right. Thank you for that, James. That comment about the mobile app is awesome for what it is, and the TradeStation desktop platform is second to none. Thank you for that. You guys use here in YouTube. Somebody's asking, pay for order flow and change and charge for desktop. Not sure what you mean. This is a comment here in YouTube because the platform is free at this time. I know that back in the days, TradeStation used to charge a platform fee, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the case anymore. I would recommend for anybody that has a question on how much TradeStation costs, which I think it's nothing, you can talk to one of our representatives in the sales department, and they can give you all the details about how much TradeStation is. Okay, but I'm pretty sure the platform is something that we don't charge for at this time, at least for anybody that has a brokerage account. Okay, so let's talk about the tabs here. On iPhone, which is the left side of my screen, you have the tabs right there at the bottom. Let me see my cursor. Everybody sees my cursor down here. So the tabs are summary, news, chart, matrix, and options. Every time you tap on a symbol from the quotes window, you're taken into what's called a detailed view. So you can see details about this stock. I'm looking at the tabs down there, and those tabs are going to be for Verizon. If I want to see a summary for Verizon, if I want to see news for Verizon, a chart for Verizon. So once you go into the detailed view, it's all about the symbol that you tapped on. The tabs on Android are not at the bottom. You can see that the tabs are at the top. That's one of the differences between iOS and Android. But they work the exact same way. You have the same number of tabs, and they're ordered in the same way: summary, news, chart, matrix, and option. So what I want to see is a chart of Verizon. So I'm going to tap on chart on both environments, and this is what I see. You can see that both charts have are daily charts. How can I tell that they're daily? Look at the time line at the bottom. You have time frames, and the one that is highlighted in blue is the D for daily. Same here for iOS. The D is the one that is highlighted, so you know that is a daily chart. So whenever you have a question about what time frame you're seeing, just look at the bottom and see the one that is highlighted. The little clock that you see on the far right, let me point to it right here, and right here on Android, allows you to access more time frames. So if you don't see what you're looking for right there at the bottom of the screen, just tap on that little clock. Let me do it here on iOS and on Android, and you can see that you have far more options that you can take a look at. On this menu, iOS gives you a little pencil for you to edit the list, so that you have control over what shows up at the bottom of the chart. Android gives you those little handles allowing you to move those time frames up or down just to reorganize them if what you see at the bottom does not fit your own trading style. And if you want to create custom ones, don't think we have that ability. We do. There's a plus. You see, there's a plus right here at the top and a plus right here on iOS that allow you to create other minute intervals that are probably not available on this list. So it's fully customizable to the way that you trade, and make sure that you access those menus if you want to modify those, okay? You also see, let me go ahead and cancel out of this. You also see that I've added a Bollinger Band to my mobile app. So I see the Bollinger Bands around Verizon, and I can keep track of that. Analysis techniques, technical indicators, they're part of the mobile app. It's sometimes it is challenging to put in an indicator into a chart this small, but if you really want to see how the price activity relates to a technical indicator, it's great just to pull it up, especially if you're away from your computer, and see how it's working with certain lines and so forth. Let me show you how you add some technical indicators, but first of all, how to remove them. Since I see the Bollinger Band on both of my charts, you can see that Bollinger Bands has a little label at the very top of the chart. We can see it in both environments. So in order for you to make any modifications to the Bollinger Band, you need to tap where it says Bollinger Band. So I'm going to do that on both environments. And of course, you get access to the settings of the Bollinger Band. You can modify the standard deviations. You can modify how many bars are used in the average. So fully customizable. But you also have that delete button at the bottom, allowing you to remove any technical studies you no longer want. So I'm going to tap on delete on both, and you can see that it clears up the chart of any technical studies. If I want to add any study, then what I do on iOS is I have to tap on the little gear at the top of the chart. The gear gives me a menu. You can see that Android, well, yeah, it does have the gear, but the gear gives you something different. Gives you sessions and gives you plot type. So the functionality is going to be different from iOS to Android. Be aware of that. I don't want to click on or tap on the gear here on Android. What I want to do here on Android is click on the Science Beaker. Does everybody see the Science Beaker right here on the top? The Science Beaker doesn't show on iOS. It only shows when you tap on the gear. That's when the Science Beaker shows up, which says Add Studies. So I'm going to tap on Add Studies on iOS, and I'm going to tap on the Science Beaker on Android. It gives me the list of studies that I can add. You can see that the collection of studies that we have on mobile app is pretty extensive. I didn't think that we could fit so many technical studies here into something so small. We even have some more of the more advanced technical studies, like even the Ichimoku cloud. Well, let's go ahead and try something different here. Let's say that we want to do the parabolic SAR. Parabolic SAR is a topic of discussion that I've done in the masterclass. If that is a technical indicator that you're interested in, we do plenty of education on technical studies or inside of the masterclass. So I see parabolic SAR right here on the list. I'm going to tap it, and you can see that it shows right there on the screen. It's hard to see because the dots are so small. I should have picked maybe a different study. Let me see if I can modify the size of those dots. I don't think I can, but I'm going to tap on the parabolic SAR label. I can only change the step, the acceleration factor limit, the colors. Yep, not the size. So those are some of the things that we cannot modify right here in the mobile app. But if you had the phone in front of you, you could see the dots. I'm not sure how clear the dots are here on this screen. So let me go ahead and delete the parabolic SAR and do something a little bit more clear. So let's go here back to the gear, add study, and let's do a moving average two-line. Everybody here understands what a moving average two-line is. And there we go. We add the two lines. They're still very thin, but you can see that it shows up right there on my chart. If I want to do that on Android, I do the same thing. I just check the box for average two-line, and then I just tap on OK, and the two lines are going to go on the screen. Again, for any modifications on the parameters or the colors, just tap on the name or the label that shows at the top for moving average two lines, and you'll be able to do that. You can also add, studies at the bottom. Let's say, for example, I want to see volume average. Again, I just go to Add Studies. We have another section for studies that go at the bottom, and here's volume average. Right here on Android, I tap on not the gear. I just did what I told you guys not to do. We don't click on the gear for adding studies. We click on the Science Beaker. So Science Beaker, I scroll down to the bottom, volume average, and tap on OK. And then we get the volume average right there at the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Very easy and very straightforward. Okay. So someone's saying that he has a stop sign with the red circle right next to the little three dots. Oh no, that's something on my side. Next to the time, and the plus sign is grayed out. No, that's not really sure what could be wrong, MT. Seems like it's yeah, not sure if not sure if this is the first time you're using it. Um, it's interesting. I've never heard that before. So we may need the help of technical support just to troubleshoot your mobile app. But let's continue on, and hopefully other features work well. Also, check to see you have the most updated version of the mobile app. I know that nowadays phones will automatically update apps, but sometimes the cycle may be broken, and TradeStation is unable to update. But you can see that I did the same things on both environments, iOS and Android. Oh, by the way, use the pinch and zoom gesture on your phone if you want to zoom in or zoom out on a chart. You know, the same thing or the same gesture that you use to zoom in into a picture, you do the same thing here on a chart, and that increases and decreases the bar spacing. You can also use your finger to move the chart left and right, which I think it's also very, very easy and very efficient to move your chart and maneuver in your chart that way. Okay, let's talk about trading. Let's trade Verizon, show you how you can play some trades. You can do it right from the chart, which is a feature that I don't really, to tell you the truth, is something that I don't use most of the time, because if I tap on the background of the chart on both environments, you can see that I get a data tips window. This is similar to the data tips that you find on the TradeStation desktop that gives you detailed information on the bar where the vertical axis lies. Now you can see that there's a green button right there in this data tips window that says trade at 58.92. Now 58.92 on iOS is the price that I tapped on. So it knows that I'm tapping on the screen. It grabs the price of where I tapped and it selects that as the price to trade. The same happens on Android. Android, you can see the price is 58.26. It happens that that's the price that I tapped on, but you can see that if I move my finger on the screen up and down, the price on that trade button will change. Now you can use that, everybody can use that just to adjust the price there. And when you do that, once you tap on the green button, it'll take you to the order ticket. So no trade here is automatic. So don't be afraid of tapping on trade at 57 or at 58, because it'll take you to an order ticket for you to be able to make modifications to that order before it goes through. So since I know that, trying to find the price with my finger, it's a little bit challenging, using this data tips functionality. It's very cool, but I don't know. I just don't have that sensitivity of grabbing the price by just dragging it on the screen. I might as well just go to the order ticket directly and input the price that I want. So sometimes that's why I prefer just to use the trade button that is at the top right corner of my application. It's also green. It's also big. Right here on iOS, you find it up here. And on Android, you find it here on the top right. So I'm going to go to trade and trade. And let's say, for example, that I'm trading 100 shares of Verizon. I know that it's trading at $56.22. Some of the layout of the buttons here is going to be different. Right here at the top on iOS, I find some summary information on Verizon. You do the same. We find the same thing here on Android. In the form of buttons, we also see the last traded price, 56.25, and you see the bid and ask. Now you can see how the order ticket is laid out a little different. On my iOS, I have a buy and sell button that I have to select to choose the action that I want. All right. Android has the buttons right there at the bottom. So one of the things that I want to tell you guys is that the functionality is somewhat intuitive. It just look around the whole application and find the buttons that you're wanting to tap on in order to execute an action. All right. So it's important that we just look around and see what options are there for us to use. Okay. I'm getting a comment here on YouTube about the crypto app. Kevin, thank you so much for the clarification. I mean, his comment about the app not being up to par, he was referring to the crypto application. And Joshua, I see your question about profit and loss calculations for options in TradeStation. It doesn't always reflect what I would expect. If you can join me in our Q&A later at 11:30, we can address some of those questions. Remember that we're doing an open session at 11:30, but inside of the Getting Started with TradeStation channel on youcantrade.com. So you do have to go outside of YouTube, visit youcantrade.com, find Getting Started with TradeStation, and we do at 11:30. At 11:30, we're going to do an open session on that. Okay, so I invite everyone that has questions on the platform to join me there. So I'm going to buy 100 shares of Verizon at 56 even. All right, so I'm going to do it on iOS first, and then I'll do it on Android. So in iOS, my action is buy. My account is the simulator account. My quantity is 100. My order type is limit, which is the type of order that I want. Since I'm going to buy at 56, I want to have or assign my own price. So I'm going to either use the minus here to select the right price, or I can just, delete whatever's inside the cell and then enter the price manually using the phone keyboard. Okay, so I put in my price. The duration is a day order meaning that it will be canceled at the end of the day, which is maybe the behavior that I want. If I don't get filled on Verizon today, maybe I'll try tomorrow, but I want the order to be canceled at the end of the day, so I just leave it on day. The route is intelligent, which is okay. TradeStation will choose the route for me. I don't have a take profit or a stop loss at the moment. We're going to talk about that in a little moment, okay? And I just tap on the button at the bottom that says review my order. So this is my confirmation, the order details. I'm going to be long 1,000. Did I say 1,000? Why does it say 1,000 there? Did I change the quantity? Let me go back in there into my, the quantity here says 100. Everybody sees 100. Let me try to enter it again. 100. And then I'm going to review my order. Okay, so I got a little bit confused here. So it's not saying that it will buy. Let me go and show you exactly what it means. It's not saying that it's going to buy 1,000. I just got confused with this 1,000 here. It's saying that it's going to buy 100 shares. It's just telling you that you already have 1,000 shares of Verizon. So maybe that's a trade that I don't want to take since I already have a position on Verizon. Let's go ahead and choose a different symbol. I'm going to tap on the X here, cancel. And first of all, let me see what positions are open in this account, because that's something that you're going to want to do at any time using your mobile app. If you want to check your positions, you have to go to the main menu of the application. Right here on iOS, everybody sees the hamburger menu right here on the top left. If I tap on it, you get the main application menu. On Android, you don't quite get that hamburger menu yet. You have to tap on the arrow at the top left, tap the arrow one more time, and then you see the hamburger menu. You tap on it, and you get a similar menu that I have on my iOS. So what you do from here is just tap on positions to see what positions are open. So I'm going to do that on iOS, and I'm going to do that on Android. So you see I have multiple positions. I have on iOS, I have American Express, Bank of America, Ford, Home Depot, Microsoft. I have some Twitter options, and I have Verizon. Okay, and it tells you how many shares you have of each one of those positions. And on Android, I have similar positions. I have Facebook, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, AT&T, Twitter, Visa, and Walmart. Let's go ahead and do something. If you want to trade something that is not here yet, let's grab a symbol. Let's trade American Airlines. Why not, right? So let me go back here to my quotes. I'm going to go back to the hamburger menu. Quotes is the top menu at the top. So it throws you to your quotes. I'm going to add American Airlines. So in order for you to trade a symbol, it needs to be part of your quotes. So I'm going to tap on the plus. I know that the symbol for American Airlines is AAL. So it's added right there at the bottom of my list. I'm going to do the same thing here on Android, AAL. Tap on American Airlines and it gets added at the bottom. So American Airlines, as you can see right there at the bottom, is trading at 21.02. Let's suppose that I want to buy American Airlines at $20. But again, let's go ahead and tap on the symbol. Then we tap on trade. I'm going to choose my entry price, which is $20. Maybe I'll do 20.75. That's about 25 cents lower. That's my limit price. I review the order. Notice that I don't have any position information. This is going to buy 100 shares of American Airlines at 20.75, and I send the order. Okay, this is my result. I don't need to view the order, but I see it right here in the chart. I'm going to do it here in Android too. So I'm going to set my price to $20.75. It's a day order for 100 shares limit. I'm going to buy it. This is my confirmation. I tap on send and I tap on OK. And you can also see how the chart is showing you that blue flag representing your order. I find it to be very useful because you can see where your order is in relationship to what the market activity is trading. And that's something very useful, especially if you have profit targets and stop loss. This would be something that you want to keep track of. If anybody would like to make modifications to that active order, all you need to do is tap on that blue flag. If I tap on the blue flag, notice that it takes me to the order ticket again, because it assumes that I'm making modifications to that order. The same happens here on Android. I have to tap on that blue flag and it takes me to the order ticket, allowing me to make modifications to my order. Now, let me go ahead and do that. Let me move my limit price closer to the market activity. I know that it's trading at 21.02. I'm going to put my limit price at 20.95. And then I just have to tap on replace order and then send order. So now you can see how my limit order is moved to 20.95. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see the price of my order, but it's shown right here on top of that dotted blue line. If I want to do the same thing here on Android, I can either use the directional arrows or just enter the price manually and then replace the order and send. And that's very easily done right here on the mobile apps. You know, it's very flexible when you're on the go. You know, everybody needs to run errands. You probably place some trades in the morning. You want to make some modifications while you're on the road, and you have your mobile device with you probably at all times. So why not pull up your TradeStation and see where your order is, maybe adjust your order if you need to. So you don't have to be sitting in front of your desktop in order to modify and keep track of your account. You can do that from the TradeStation mobile at any time. Okay, let's go ahead and do another type of trade. I'm going to cancel that order. I can also just tap on the blue flag and notice that you have a red cancel order. I'm going to cancel it. It says order canceled. I'm going to do the same thing on Android. Tap on the blue flag, cancel order, confirm yes, and the order is canceled. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a more complete trade that includes profit targets and stop loss. I'm going to buy, American Airlines. My entry is going to be at $21, but I'm going to set my target. I'm going to set it at 22. I'm going to buy it at 21. My target's going to be at 22. And let's do a little bit. Yeah, 22 is fine. Seems like it's a good level to trade since the market, found some resistance a few months ago. It went past that resistance significantly, but then it came down and it may hit that resistance level again, which is 22. That's okay. So I'm going to buy it at 21, sell it at 22, but I'm going to set a stop loss at, let's do $20.50. Is that okay? So we have a $1 target and a 50-cent stop. How do we do that trade right here on the mobile device? You may think that it's not capable of doing it because it's just a mobile app. But yeah, all those, OCOs and OSOs are also part of the mobile app, which makes it very, very useful. I'm going to tap on trade on both environments at the very top. And I'm going to set it up right here on iOS first. I said that I wanted to buy this at $21. Okay. iOS allows you to do things a little bit different because recently we've added the take profit order or the stop loss order buttons down below that it can be turned on right on this ticket. Makes it very convenient. I'm going to turn the take profit order on. Let me just tap on that little button. And then my limit price for my target, we said that we were going to sell at 22. That's it. As easy as that. And notice that it automatically sets the order as a GTC order. So if it doesn't reach 22 today, it'll wait until it does or until you cancel the order. If I want to do a stop, I just have to tap on the button for stop loss order, specify what my stop price is going to be, which is $20. $20.50. And again, we have a GTC order. So now that's easily done. I just have to tap on that blue button at the bottom, review buy order. And it gives you this confirmation. You have the buy 100 American Airlines at 21. Then you have the sell at 21 or at 2050, which is, this is your stop right here. Okay. It's good till cancel up to 90 days. It's our stop order. And then right here at the bottom, we have our limit. The limit is sell 100 at 22, which is my target. And that's it. I review, I send my orders. And take a look. You can see all those flags right on the chart. You can see how the orders relate to what's happening in the markets. I think it's something very, very useful to apply on the chart. Right here on Android, I have to do something different. If you want to do that type of trade right here on Android, what you need to do is at the very top, does everybody see where it says standard trade? We need to switch that to something different. So I'm going to tap up there and switch it to an OSO with bracket, which is the type of order that I just sent for American Airlines. You have a primary that sends a bracket with a limit and a stop. When I select that, notice how the view changes. My primary order is the one at the top, and then the following two boxes are tied with this little line, implying that it's a bracket. Those are my exit orders. So let me go ahead and modify these orders. Every one of those blocks has a little pencil on the right-hand side for you to modify. I'm going to modify the primary one, which is the one at the top. It's going to be my buy order. So it's a limit order. The duration's at the bottom. So if you're unsure of what action it's going to take, it's going to buy 100 shares. I said that it was going to buy them at 21 even. There we go. Now, once I set the prices and the specifications of this order, I just have to tap on done at the very top. And you can see how the information shows up right here in the box for you to double check. Then I'm going to go to the next order, which is going to be my target. The order type is a limit for the 100 shares, but my target price is going to be $22. The duration, GTC, it's a selling transaction. And once you're done with the specifics, tap on done at the very top. And then I do the third one, which is my stop at $20.50. And it's also going to be a GTC. So yes, the Android experience has not been enhanced with what we saw inside of iOS, but it's still something you can do. Just takes a few more taps than it does on iOS, but it's still very, very useful. I tap on done. I check my orders, and then I just send the orders at the very bottom. This is my confirmation. I tap on send at the bottom. And then the order status, I just tap on OK. And that's what you get. Okay. Sometimes if there's not enough space in the view to show you all the different orders, you'll see a grouping of orders. So do you see the green flag? It says that's 2 orders. If you tap on that flag that says 2 orders, it'll give you the details about what those 2 orders are. But in order for you to see the flags individually, you can also, increase the bar spacing, and that helps you, with the view. So I'm moving the chart around, giving a little bit more detail so you can see the flags. Okay. Any questions so far? I find that to be very useful. Sometimes, we have these mobile apps that don't have this type of functionality, but I think it's very cool. Let's go through some of the other functionality briefly, just to tell you what is available. Looking at the tabs, right here at the top, we have the summary. Let me tap on summary on, there we go. So the summary look is just additional information on the symbol that we selected. This is American Airlines. You see a graph is an intraday chart and some statistics on American Airlines. You see the day range right here, and it tells you what the current price, how the current price compares to today's range, and also the 52-week range. It tells you where the current price is, where the current price is in relationship to that 52-week range. On Android, we just have the direct quotes. You see the 52-week low and the 52-week high. So we don't have that little slider. It's a shame, but I like this because I can see where the current price is in relationship to the 52-week high and low. Here, I would have to somehow do the math, but it's okay. It's just a summary. The next tab over is news, which is news on American Airlines. These are all news articles that either are based on American Airlines or mention American Airlines some way. So you can just use your fingers to cycle through all the news articles that are coming through our provider in regards to American Airlines. The chart we already talked about, that's the next tab over, the chart on American Airlines. And then the matrix is just an order entry window for those of you that like to trade looking at level 2. If that is you, then you can use the matrix to see where the bids and asks are. So that's where the blue and the red boxes are in iOS. It just tells you how many shares are waiting to get filled on either side. The matrix here on mobile is not as robust as the one you see on the desktop. So you don't find any OSO or OCO functionality here, but it does allow you to tap on a bid or ask to submit a trade if that is something you want to do. Usually don't trade on the matrix or in this version of the matrix because I'd rather just bring up the order ticket at the top by using the trade button. But if you want to see level 2, this is the place to see it, okay? And the last tab over is the options. Yes, you can trade the options on any equity or index inside of the mobile app. How cool is that, right? Let's suppose that we are looking at our position of, what was it, Verizon? Let me check my positions again. I'm going to go back here to my main menu. Oh, I clicked on balances instead, positions. So yeah, I have a long position on iOS, but I don't have it on Android. I do have, see if I have any matching positions. I have 100. No matching positions here. All right. But let's say, for example, that I'm looking at my Verizon position right there on iOS. So if I tap on,
I'm not sure.
I don't know, that's my Alexa that just spoke to me for some reason. I think they.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at Verizon. Let me go here to my quotes. Let me go to Verizon. And let's say, for example, that I want to buy a put for Verizon. Verizon is trading at $56, as you can see right here. So let me go ahead and set my option chain right now is set to vertical, but I'm going to set it to single because I'm just looking for a strike of $60 on the put side. Let me see if I find $60. Here we go. $60 is right there. Now, I don't like the fact that we don't have alignment here. I'm going to assume that the put is this one right here. So it's being sold at $3.85. If I want to buy the put, let me tap there. Okay, so that is the 60 strike. Oh, now it's aligned. For some reason, you see it wasn't aligned before, but now I can clearly see that the 60 strike price is being sold for 385. As soon as I tapped on that price, it highlights it and it sends that information right here at the bottom with a little bubble that tells me, okay, this is long one contract. The strike price is right there, 60. The P is a put, and it has the expiration date, July 23rd. July 23rd is just around the corner, so maybe this is not the strike that I want to trade. But let me go ahead and tap on that highlight again, so it removes it, and I'm going to change the expiration. Let's say that I'm going to shoot for maybe a few weeks later. I'm going to do the 3rd week of August. Do you guys see the expirations right here at the top? I'm going to choose August 20th. So that changes the chain. I'm going to look for 60 again. And the 60 strike is being sold at $4.40, a little bit more expensive because it has some time value. But I tap on that, it sends the information at the bottom, and I'm able to trade this particular, put. If I tap on trade, it puts it right here inside of my order ticket. I'm going to have to trade 10 contracts. Why? Because I have a position open on Verizon. If you look right here at the top, it tells me that I'm long 1,000. So to cover that position, I have to buy 10 contracts. My price is 435, which is moved away from what it's trading at the moment. I'm going to use the natural pricing of 440. I thought, let me tap on it. I was using my mouse here. I have to tap on the natural pricing just to have it populate here. Yep, you tap it and then you see the price show up at the top, review the order, and then send. Okay, and I just got filled. Excellent. So now if I go back to my positions and I open up Verizon right there at the bottom, you can see that on the Verizon, you have the long 1,000 shares, and then you're long 10 contracts of this 60 strike put. So all that within a small screen like this of a phone, I think it's impressive that software can allow you to do things like that. Okay, you can do that same trade on Android. It works the exact same way. You can trade options related to any open positions that you may have. A couple more things to highlight about the mobile app is the alerting functionality. Alerts are kind of cool here on mobile apps because they're all server-based. Server-based meaning that you're able to set up an alert and we'll save that alert on the TradeStation server, not even on your phone. And when the alert criteria is met, TradeStation will send you a push notification letting you know that something happened, that you should pay attention to it, to pull up your phone and look at it. So how do you set up an alert? Well, we go to the hamburger menu right here on the top, and notice that alerts is one of the tabs in there. If you go to alerts, you can set any type of alert. I want to be alerted when Verizon reaches $60. So let me tap on the plus sign at the very top. The symbol, I tap there and it gives me my list of symbols. I'm going to tap on Verizon. Well, if I cannot, I just type it in. And I want the alert to be generated when the last traded price is greater than or equal to $60. Once I do that, I tap on create at the very top, and then I can see my alert created right there. I'm going to do that on Android. I tap on the plus, put in my symbol, VC, at Verizon. Last, I have to change the operator to greater than or equal to, put in my specifications, which is 60, and then tap on OK. And you see how the alert was created successfully. I tap on OK, and you can see it right there. The nice thing about this, again, is that it's server-based. So I don't have to keep the application open. I can be walking down the street, get a notification sent to my phone, hey, Verizon just traded at 60, which is pretty cool. On the TradeStation desktop, that's kind of a limitation because you do have to keep the desktop open, connected to the internet so that you can get those alerts. Not on the phone, though. The phone is pretty cool because we'll take care of those alerts and we'll send push notifications. Another nice feature of the mobile device is that you get confirmations on your order fills. If you have a whole bunch of orders submitted in the morning and then you have to walk away from your computer, run an errand or do something, life is something that happens to everyone. You can be notified if any of those orders get filled, what price you get filled at. So that's information that is valuable for any trader, especially when you are on the road. Okay. So that's it. That's some of the content that I wanted to share with everyone. Hopefully you got some benefit out of this demonstration. I just wanted to highlight some of the things that we have been doing on the mobile app. And again, for questions related to the TradeStation use, make sure that you join me on youcantrade.com. That is the website, www.youcantrade.com, and you'll find the Getting Started with TradeStation channel there. We're going to do a class in about 8 minutes. It's an open session, Q&A, so if anybody has any questions, please join us. Inside of the Getting Started is a free membership, and you have access to TradeStation's videos and all the content that we are creating there, okay? Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see everyone in the future class right here at the Getting Started channel. Have a great afternoon. Goodbye.